I've got so much money. I want it for my son.
We are so happy that you are here. You have been through a lot of public drama this year.
Oh my goodness, it seems like every week Wendy Williams' problems just get worse. Are you saying that Wendy is facing allegations related to the $4.5 million apartment she bought in 2021 in New York City? Also, why is Kevin Hunter going back to court to collect alimony that has been outstanding for the last 2 years? Because of her health, Wendy has to take a break. She's probably exhausted. Wendy is facing legal action from the federal government, which claims that she has over $500,000 in outstanding federal tax debt spanning 2019 to 2021. According to the documents, the line was authorized in January of this year, and it was registered with the New York City Department of Finance at the beginning of February to begin with. It goes without saying that this is cause for alarm for a variety of reasons, the most significant of which is the fact that Wendy's health problems have lately come to light, including the fact that she has been diagnosed with dementia and aphasia. Therefore, this is a cause for concern. It is also disturbing because, just like everyone else, I am wondering how Wendy could have experienced such a loss and where her money might have gone. I am aware that there has been much conjecture regarding guardianship, as a lawsuit such as this is really not something Wendy ought to be dealing with. After all, family members have already told People magazine that they have no idea where Wendy is receiving treatment, what kind of treatment she is receiving, and that they are only able to get in touch with her when she calls. Wanda has even gone so far as to say that the people who love her cannot see her. The main question, in my opinion, is how the hell did we end up here? Afterwards, Alex Finney was on The View claiming that they had no say on the guardianship and that they had no way of communicating with Wendy about what was going on in the family, including her father's illness.
Months, not too long ago, but that has been a big problem for the family in terms of just, can we get an update on how she's doing?
The family members also said they blamed the lack of communication on Wendy's guardian, whose identity was previously private, and that the guardian is the only one with full access to Wendy.
I do wonder, okay, if she did sign off and hire you or whatever the case may be, was she aware of everything she was doing? So
often it took months for the guardian to respond to them with any kind of information. Now, many would assume that Wendy's case was filed because the guardian was taking advantage of her, but here's the problem, folks. Don't get it confused, folks. Sabrina Moresi was appointed in spring 2022, thus she joined the team after the tax infractions. However, this does not absolve the guardian of any unethical behavior. First of all, Sabrina has a history of controversy. She is currently facing legal action for allegedly robbing a different client of $30 million. Additionally, Sabrina's close friend Regina disclosed that Sabrina controls Wendy's finances and how she can spend them, and she doesn't like the way that has been happening.
I noticed when she would call, she had no access to her money, so every time she had to do anything that she had to pay for, she had to go through the guardian.
Regina further accused Sabrina of being slow to react when she did reply at all. She continued by explaining that Sabrina would accept Wendy's early morning breakfast order, but sometimes it wouldn't arrive for several hours.
I have no money, and I'm gonna tell you something. If it happens to me, it could happen to you.
Consequently, it is not accurate to say that the guardian is trustworthy, and it is possible that she is taking advantage of Wendy. However, it is unfortunate that this is not the only thing that Wendy is thinking about now that Kevin has brought her back before the court. It is getting to be quite old since Kevin is doing all he can to avoid going to court in order to demand that he be reimbursed for the amount of time he has spent alone over the course of 2 years. Kevin had previously been in court a few days earlier and ordered that all of Wendy's financial paperwork be made completely accessible to him. According to the court filing he made on December 8, 2022, he attended a mediation in which Wendy's counsel and her New York court-appointed guardian attorney, Sabrina Moresi, agreed to provide statements to bank records and accounts that they claimed to have obtained permission from the New York court to provide. Subsequently, Kevin stated that he had not received any response from Wendy's guardian or attorney, despite their purported promises to provide him with Wendy's bank records. By December 19th, having apparently failed to receive any further correspondence from Wendy's team, Kevin claimed to have mailed the mediator and copied all parties, addressing the lack of transparency and bad faith in their lack of honesty and mediation. It appears that he continued contacting Wendy's team regarding his request for Wendy's financial records until at last, on February 8, 2023, a letter from Wendy's counsel was received indicating that the guardian was only furnishing bank statements for the months of November and December of 2022. The letter further stated that I could only review the documents in the mediator's office. This was not the agreement, rather the agreement was for all the records from the date of dissolution until the present. Kevin further claims that the offer to review Wendy's bank statements for the previous 2 months contained additional conditions that were not previously discussed or agreed to. After the mediation failed, Kevin is back in court requesting that the court step in and ensure that he gets 2 years worth of cash. According to the court documents he filed, he said, "I rely on the severance pay for my living expenses, and having been without this income for 23 months has affected me greatly." He also asked Wendy to pay any severance payments that may have been owed at the time of his court's order as soon as possible. Additionally, as he has stated in court documents, Kevin is requesting the execution of documents pertaining to Wendy's after-retirement plan. "I respectfully request that the court order the plaintiff to sign the qualified domestic relations order for the after-retirement plan, or alternatively, designate me as an attorney in fact, so that I can execute the document if the plaintiff does not sign it within 7 days of this court's order." If the plaintiff had not stopped my severance payment, and if the plaintiff would have signed the qualified domestic relations order for the after-retirement plan, I would not have to file this motion. Alright, I've mentioned this a few times before, and I believe it's also been made rather obvious that Wendy doesn't even have the funds that Kevin is requesting. A lot of fans believe that this situation is a blessing in disguise for Wendy. As someone on the internet commented, being sued by Kevin is the best thing for Wendy right now. It forces the Guardian to produce records of Wendy's money. It's a blessing in disguise. Another fan added, "He's sick, but I agree if this forces them to produce all financial records, then so be it. He'll find out that his bum needs to get a job because there is no money, and we'll find out who robbed Wendy." They didn't have to do it like that though. According to reports, even Wendy's son, Kevin Jr., was unaware of what was happening. An insider revealed to the Sun that he doesn't know where his mother is receiving treatment, stating that he has spoken to her on occasion and knows she is in a treatment facility, but he is unsure of the specifics and is also unsure if she is receiving the care she truly needs.
I feel like the Guardian has not done a good job of protecting my mom. As long as she has people around who are yes people, I know that she's not getting the help that she needs.
Even Kevin Jr., who grew up as Wendy's only son and enjoyed the financial benefits of that lifestyle, is now leading a very different life.
Taking it with the Argus son, I've always spoken to her, and she's always wanted me to spend her money.
According to reports, he was seen driving around Miami in what looked to be a rather beat-up 2019 Honda Civic while attending school. As for what he does to at least stay afloat, he promotes various parties around town for cash.
I've got so much money. I want it for my son.
But ironically, the only thing Kev Jr. currently has is a 529 plan that his mother set up for him, which has limited and set funds that he has access to as a full-time student at the university. Therefore, even though Kevin demands money, I don't really know where he wants it to come from. However, even though I agree with Kevin argues that since Wendy's Wells Fargo account was heavily capitalized when her bank first requested guardianship proceedings, and since her Wells Fargo account was frozen shortly after Wendy's bank claimed she had no money left, it is inexplicable that the money vanished within his. Kevin claims that Wendy had the money to pay him back in full at the time of their divorce, and that she continued to have sufficient funds even after entering into a guardianship arrangement. Let me know what you think about Wendy being sued and Kevin taking her to court again. I'm also wondering why Wendy is so poor. Did the Guardian steal all of her money? Has she paid the amount owed in the lawsuit? These are just a few of the many questions that are causing chaos. Share your thoughts in the comments below.